Good morning, everybody. I thought I would come on here today and have a little chat. So I've made a cup of tea and that is extremely hot. I thought we'd have a little natter because I've done a Q&A or a couple of Q&As in the past, but I haven't really talked too much about me, who I am, my life. So I thought it might be nice, maybe you might be interested in a little bit about who I am and so on. Just give you a little bit of more of an idea and get to know me a little bit, hopefully. Hopefully that's something you want to do. Sorry if you can hear a very weird noise in the background. The patio door seems to be making a funny noise. So firstly, welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, then you're very welcome to join me. Please stick around because I love chatting to all of you and, you know, just getting to know everybody else really as well, because it feels like a little family when I get to know everybody. And yeah, just really appreciate everybody who does subscribe to my channel, and I really enjoy chatting with you all. So my name is Katie. I'm 40 years old. So I was 40 in June. Big 40, which actually wasn't that bad compared to my 30th. I did not like my 30th one bit, but my 40th, don't really mind too much. And I live with my family of 4. So there's me, my husband Simon, who is 18 years older than me. He is actually 58. And my 2 daughters. So we've got Hannah, who is almost 18. We have got Rebecca, who is 16 and a half. So they're pretty close in age. We also got a border collie called Summer, and she is nearly 9 as well. So yeah, that is my little family. We live in a 2-bedroom house, which we bought a couple of years ago. If you've been around my channel for a long time, you may already know. But we moved a couple of years ago out of necessity. We didn't really have a lot of choice. We live in the southwest of the UK. And very much like it. I like this house. I really like where we live in. There's a lot to be done. We have actually done quite a lot in the last couple of years since we've been here. Although it's all things that you probably won't, you know, from looking around the house, you wouldn't necessarily notice. So we've had a brand new boiler put in. We've had guttering done. We've had changed concrete gutters, and now we've got plastic guttering. Because we were getting problems with the concrete guttering, we were getting a little bit of mold and a little bit of water coming in. So, especially up in the top front bedroom, so we had to change that. So we've done the boiler, we've done the guttering, we have had a couple of radiators put in upstairs because there was nothing upstairs, so we've had to do that. We've had a porch built on the front of the house, which we still haven't decorated, and that was a year ago now. But we've got a couple of issues that we need to figure out really first before we can decorate that. We have had the bathroom done. I think it was September-ish time last year. Late September, I think. Well, I can't remember. Maybe October. We had the bathroom done and I absolutely love it. It's so nice. So I have done videos on these things. If you want to go back through my channel in a playlist, I'll link it at the end of this video if you're interested. Really, I've got a playlist for vlogs, a playlist for meals, a playlist for shopping, grocery hauls, one for house, like I think it's called New House or something like that, but it's not very new anymore. We desperately need the kitchen doing. It's livable at the moment. I know it's not, a lot of it's not ideal, but it works. It functions as a kitchen. I can cook, I can wash, you know, whatever. It works for now. It's not the best. I don't love it, but it's a kitchen. My stomach is rumbling like crazy. So a little bit about me personally. So I currently don't work. So I'm sort of a stay-at-home mum, but I'm also disabled. I have an eye condition called retinitis pigmentosa. Yes, it sounds like a spell from Harry Potter. I mean, I'm not sure how rare it is anymore, but last time I checked, it affected 1 in every 4,000 people, so it's fairly rare, but not mega rare. And there's lots of different types of it, but because of it, I am glowing. I'm glowing. I'm going blind. I normally wear glasses. Just didn't want to wear them right now. I don't very often not wear them because I can't see anything. So if you see my eyes are looking a bit weird, that's why. I can't see what I'm doing. But I was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa when I was 11 or 12-ish, and since then gradually I've been going more and more blind by the day, and now at the age of 40 I'm quite blind, but I can still see some things, you know. I don't know how I managed to do some things, to be honest, but I'm quite a stubborn person and I like to just have a go at things anyway and just do it. Yeah, I'm quite an independent person, so I do struggle with needing help. So, you know, I like to try and do things on my own wherever possible. But, you know, sometimes you just do need help. And I'm finding that more and more... What on earth was that? I'm finding that more and more I am needing more and more help. So basically, right now, I don't tend to go out on my own. I tend to need somebody with me because it's quite dangerous for me to... I'm not cane trained, like with a mobility cane that you see, you know, those big canes that you see blind people swiping across the floor. I don't have one of those because you have to have a special training for those. And it's just something I haven't done because I've had people with me usually when I go somewhere. One day I will look at that because I think it's gonna eventually happen. I'm gonna need it. But I do have like a little symbol cane, which is just like a telescopic cane that unfolds, and I carry it around with me when I'm out and about, and people can hopefully notice. A lot of people don't even notice that I have vision problems with that, and hopefully either move out of the way a little bit or allow me through, or, you know, just to make people aware really more than anything. So if I bump into you or someone bumps into you with a little white cane, then it's because they didn't see you. So yeah, so I have that. I also have cataracts in both eyes. Haven't currently been seen now for a couple of years at the eye hospitals, so I need to try and get in contact with them because I really need some new glasses as well. But I've got cataracts. I've had macular edema. It's been worse in my left eye. That's just like a build-up of fluid or something in the back of your eye, on top of everything else that's going on with my eye. And that changes the pressure, and it causes a lot of problems. It could cause my central vision. I don't know. You know, I can't see anyway. So, do you know what? I do this. If I do that, I can't really see like hard. I can see colours and kind of what things are because I know what they are. If I see there's a purple dairy milk bar on the table that's for Rebecca's friend, if I close that eye, I can see it's there because I know the colouring. A lot of the time it's the shape of things and the colours of things that I recognise a lot more than the actual what they are, because I can see what they are, if you know what I mean. So when I look at words, I can't read books anymore because I like physical books. I can't read, even large print I can't see. So I tend to listen to a lot of audiobooks. I listen to podcasts, and I also have a Kindle, which you can magnify that to gigantic words. So that is really handy at the moment while I still got a bit of sight left. Chances are I might go totally blind one day. I might not. You never know. It might stabilise. It might whatever. But I've never been able to drive, which was disappointing. Well, I was told when I was 17 I wanted to drive that I probably would be able to drive, and to apply for it and so on. Applied for my provisional. DVLA wanted me to go to a specialist, like an optician that they wanted me to go to. So I did all of that. Had another eye test again. And I spent most of my teenage life and 20s in and out of eye hospitals, I think, and stuff like that. Oh no, not another fly. And yeah, and they basically said, no, you can't drive. Sorry about that. So that was a very big blow. Very, you know, a lot of people like drive. It's their independence, you know, especially as a older teenager. You think, I'm going to be able to drive, I'm going to get my independence, I'm going to be able to do what I want, go where I want and stuff like that. But unfortunately I couldn't. But I had a lovely friend who drove me lots of places, and yeah, so she was very helpful. My hair's looking quite shiny, isn't it? That's because I've just washed it. It feels nice. It felt really horrible before. This is why I keep touching it. Probably the worst thing to do because it will go yucky again. So that is that. I'm also a celiac. That was about 3 years ago. I was diagnosed with celiac disease. I'm not that adventurous with food, but I have been getting more adventurous, and trying different things and getting the family to try different things like that. So I do meal videos each week and shopping hauls, and sometimes do recipe videos, but not that often. But I'm getting more and more into vlogging because I really enjoy it. I just enjoy vlogging more. It's more fun. It's just different each time, something different happening or something different to talk about. So that's why I enjoy that. My daughters are both at college. They're both at college. They're growing up so fast. Yeah, it's just they're spending less and less time at home, or you know, they want to go off and go out with their friends, or Hannah's got a boyfriend, and they still love to spend time with us, and we love to spend time with them. But you know, they're getting their independence, and I know when I was that age I didn't want to hang out with my parents. I wanted to go off with my friends, so I've got to think about that really as well. And so that's my children. And then what else? I've had lots of jobs in the past. I've worked in retail. I worked for an events organizer, and we did corporate events. So I did that for a little while. That was really fun. Did like big corporate events. We did lots of cryptic quests and stuff like that. Like can't really explain it. Lots of like crazy sport things. Like cryptic quests were like around a whole city, like in Oxford. So we did wrote loads of questions and did that around Oxford. That was really fun. Leading groups of like big companies, you know, like the team leaders of big companies. We did that for. So that was really fun to do. I also have been not a proper runner, but like I did a little bit of that, like a runner for a pilot episode of a TV show. That was really fun. But I only got into that because I worked in Staples, a stationery shop, if you weren't aware. I loved working there. I really loved working there. Had some really lovely people that I worked with, and yeah, lots of fun memories of working there. And I worked on the copy centre a lot. Well, I did all sorts really, but worked on the copy centre and had some guys come in to do some copying. And I was like, oh, this is interesting, scripts and things, and what's this for? You know, as you do, chatter with them. And they were telling me all about this pilot episode they were filming. And the guy that came in was the producer. And I was like, I would love to do that. That's something I've always wanted to do. I did media at college, and I went to college twice. That's another story. And it's just something I've always been interested in, filming, editing, all that kind of thing, which is probably what's led me towards doing YouTube, actually, because it's a big interest of mine. And it's something I can do from home as well, which is really helpful to me. But yeah, so they came in to get copying and things done, scripts and all this sort of schedules and things. And basically I was like, I would love to do that. And they were like, come along, you can, you know, be a runner for the day, or I was there for 2 days with my friend, because I roped her into it as well. I said, come, my friend, come along. And that was really fun. I met some sort of minor celebrities. I know, you know, and I'm still in touch with a couple of them now, which is wonderful. And, you know, yeah, it's really nice. Had a really good time, and I've done a couple of bits like that, but not really much. I've worked in a shop called Dunelm. They do lots of soft furnishings and things like that. I've worked in a primary school. That was really fun as well. I really loved working with the kids. They can be a chaotic lot, can't they? All lots of different ages. The younger ones are so cute, most of them anyway, and hilarious. And yeah, I really enjoyed that as well. But so that's my kind of working life. I've had a few jobs. I've done a few other things, but other than that, things that interest me. So one of my main hobbies is, well, it's not really a hobby, is it? Interests. These flies are driving me insane. Is the Lord of the Rings. If you've seen my channel before, then you will know how much I love the Lord of the Rings. I don't know what it is. I just feel like it's, I don't know. It's like, it feels like home. It feels comforting to me. And I love everything about it. I know loads of facts about it, about Tolkien, about the books, about the films. I dragged my friends to the premiere of Return of the King in London once, and we stood outside. I don't know if you know Andy Serkis, who's now actually directing the new Hunt for Gollum film. Or he's written it as well, or whatever. But and I called his. Basically, all the celebrities walked past, and you're all lined up. We were a little bit further away, so we couldn't really see them that much. And he was walking along the line of people. And he got to a little way away from us and stopped and started turning around. And I was like, no, I wanted to see somebody. And all the crowd just went quiet for a split second. And I shouted his name louder than I've ever shouted in my life. And he turned around on the spot, came back to me and signed a little bit of paper for me. I will never forget that. That was so fun. And I've met him again since. And I've written him a letter about all of that and stuff. So that was really good. So Lord of the Rings, I really love Lord of the Rings. I've been to a lot of premieres? No, I really haven't. I wish I've been to premieres. I've been to a lot of Comic-Cons in the last 3 years to meet a lot of the cast of Lord of the Rings, which I'm so happy about. Had a really nice time, and I met Sir Ian McKellen, which is just no one, I don't think that can be beaten. I don't think. Maybe, we'll see. So that's a big love of mine. I absolutely love the autumn time, so this is perfect for me. I love the autumn. I don't like it too hot. I cannot deal with the heat. I like a bit of sunshine and dry weather, but I do not like the heat. I can't cope with it. I just can't. So autumn time is just so nice. It just feels like cozy and calming. I feel the autumn feels calming to me. So I think that's why I like it, because my brain is so chaotic. I need some calm. So I like the autumn. I like planning. I'm one of those people that I like to be organised and planned, but I still somehow end up leaving things to the last minute. I don't know how, but I just want to make sure everything is right. And, so I'm still planning up till the last second, even if I've got everything ready. So yeah, I like to plan in advance for things because it just helps me to organise and helps my chaotic brain. I like writing. I do like reading, but I don't read quite as much as I probably used to. I like writing. I wish I could get back into writing. I'm writing several books. I've got loads of ideas and loads of things, and one day I will have time for doing it, but I find it really difficult to concentrate. That's not one of my strong suits, is concentration. And it's got to be the right environment, the right sort of conditions, no noise. I can't do anything if there's noise going on. And nothing like to break it up. So I can't do 10 minutes of writing and then go make the dinner, because I just can't do it. I need a good block of time when it's the right environment and I'm in the right mood. I don't know how people go and write in cafes and things like that. I just couldn't do it, I don't think. I need silence, because that helps me to go into my vision a bit more. If it's total silence, I can picture it and I can kind of hear it and feel it, and then I can write about it. I feel like that really helps me. So I need those to be right in order to do it, which I'm hoping we'll be able to do some of that in the garden room, because that is one of my intended uses for it, because I just need somewhere that's not in the main house to do that. Yeah, so my husband, if you're interested in what he does, he works for Amazon in a big warehouse. He has to travel quite a way to get there, and it's not ideal because he works nights and they're quite long night shifts. He does work nights mainly, so he's around in the daytime a bit more if need be. Obviously he sleeps in the day as well, but it's not working nights. If any of you have ever worked nights, it's not good long term for your health, I don't think. So I think that is something you need to consider, because he's been there for 6 years now, and obviously you get more pay for working at night, but is it worth it if it, you know, if it does bad things to your health, basically? Because he does fall asleep quite a lot otherwise, you know, on the eve, because it messes you up. You work like 4 nights in a row, and then you get to the 5th night, that would have been the night, but you're actually not at work in that night, you're asleep in that night, so it messes your system up a little bit. So long term, like I said, it's not great. So yeah, I mean, that's a little bit about me, but I'm hoping to do some more different like videos on bit of how I do planning for things and budgeting for things, and how I plan for Christmas. And how I save for Christmas and stuff like that, because you never know, it might be interesting to somebody. You never know, mate. Even if it helps just one person, then that is good. But generally I'm quite an optimistic, happy person. We all have our down days, don't we? We all have issues going on in the background constantly, and I always try and stay positive about things. Like my sight loss, I always try and look at it in the sense that I'm lucky to have what I do have. I'm lucky to have my family around me. I'm lucky to have my house. And I am, is that even in focus? Yes. And I'm lucky that, you know, I don't have anything else, and it's my sight. There's people way worse off than me, and I'm honestly grateful for what I do have. So yeah, I always think about that, and I always try and do little things to help other people, because I just want to. Obviously you need to make sure your family are okay and stuff like that, but I know at like Christmas time, I'd love to do it throughout the whole year, but it's money, isn't it? If I had endless amounts of money, I would just help everybody, because I think everybody deserves help, and there's a lot of people struggling at the moment, so I just really want to help people, and I do donate to things and, you know, give to charities when I can. And at Christmas I tend to do like a big, well, I say big, as much as I can afford really, amount of like food and stuff like that, like goodies, maybe like coffee, chocolate, things like that, that maybe homeless people may not have otherwise, or get to have. I try and donate that to a homeless shelter, and I also donate to Samaritans at Christmas. So do try and do little bits and bobs. I've always wanted to help homeless people. I'm not sure why exactly. Since I was little, I remember saying when I was young that when I was older, I was going to have a double-decker bus, and I was going to put beds on it and drive around and let homeless people sleep on it, so that they had somewhere to sleep, because I felt really bad that there were people just like living on the streets. And the situation has only got worse, hasn't it? So yeah, even if I can just do one little thing, if we all just can do one little thing to help somebody else, I feel like the world would be a little bit of a better place than it is at the moment, because it's really a really scary place at the moment. So let's all try and stay positive, and if we can all just do one little thing to help somebody else, to brighten up their day, surprise somebody, or just give somebody a compliment. If you can't afford to help them out financially, give somebody a compliment, give somebody a smile. I always say hello to, you know, I often don't see people waving at me or smiling at me, but I will go out of my way to smile at people on the street if I see them, or say hello to people, strangers, because it's polite, and I like to be friendly. I like to say hello and be a friendly person, and majority of the time people say hello back, so that's nice. But anyway, I've gone off track here a little bit. I mean, I guess you're learning about me, aren't you? Really, I guess you are. What can I tell you about me? I haven't written anything down in preparation for this, so if there's anything you would like to know about me, please ask me in the comments, and I'll save up maybe some questions for another one of these, because I didn't even prepare for this. I just thought, do you know what? I'm going to film this video about myself. I'm a tea drinker, as you know, if you've seen my videos. I don't like coffee, really. I have a mocha, but I don't drink coffee. I just can't. It's too bitter for me. But I'm a big tea drinker, and I have been my whole life. I drank tea, you know, milky tea when I was little. So, and Rebecca's a bit of a tea drinker as well, my youngest daughter. She quite likes a cup of tea now and again. My eldest doesn't even like hot drinks, really. She'll maybe have a hot chocolate now and again, but she mostly drinks water. And now and again she'll have a squash or a fizzy drink, but mostly water. Whereas my husband likes his coffee. So we're all a mixed bunch in this house. We all like different sorts of things, which is how it should be. You know, wouldn't life be boring if everybody was the same? And everybody all like the same things or dislike the same things. We all need a bit of differences in life, don't we? I wouldn't say I have a sweet tooth or anything. I do like some sweet things, but I'm much more of a savoury person. I definitely prefer, say, a packet of crisps over a cake or something like that, but I don't even eat that many crisps anymore. This lighting is very strange, isn't it? Since being diagnosed with celiac disease, my tastes have changed dramatically. I'm just, you know, I am cooking from scratch a lot more than I probably used to. But then with my celiac disease, which I've had anemia and iron deficiency for a lot of years. And they've only recently found out that it was caused by celiac disease. So, I had, a few years ago, I was very, very poorly. You know, I wasn't eating anything, and I was fainting all the time, pretty much. And they wanted to take me into hospital, and I didn't want to go. So the doctor prescribed me some things to make me feel better. Thankfully, it brought me back a bit of an appetite, because they were kind of like, I can't remember what the tablets were. Some of them were meant to be like anti-inflammatory, but what's it called? What was it called? For like Rennie type things, but they weren't. They were like proper tablets, and they help instantly, whatever they were. I think they give them to people in pregnancies, I think, if you've got seriously bad heartburn and stuff like that. But they really helped bring me back an appetite, because before that I was just not even eating my dinner. I would make dinner for everyone, sit down, look at it and go, I'm not hungry. Every day. This was going on for a long time. And they did think there was something a bit more serious going on, which I didn't know about. I didn't find out till afterwards. So I went for a endoscopy down, you know, gastroscopy one down your throat. And I didn't realise until after that they were searching for something a bit worse than celiac disease. But thankfully that was what they came back with. So yeah, since then my health has definitely improved quite a lot. I feel like I've got more energy, because this really does explain why I was so knackered when the kids were little. I was tired all the time, and I thought it was just because I had 2 little children, but it wasn't at all. A little bit of it probably was, but mainly it was because I was really poorly and I didn't even know it. But yeah, got a few health issues, but other than that, I'm fairly healthy and happy. I don't really know what else to say, to be honest with you. It's a little bit about me, and yeah. I don't know. If I think of anything else, I will pop it in here for you. But thank you so much, everybody, for watching this random video. If you've got any more questions, like I said, please ask them in the box below. Ask them in the comments, and I will try and do one where you actually get to know things that you've asked, because a bit like a personal Q&A maybe, about maybe my interests or hobbies, or I don't know, things like that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this random video, and I will see you next time for another video. Bye.